let's get the safety stuff going on first. So these stands are probably the most important part of this studio, okay? I don't want to see a stand set up like this with a light on top of it. Let's set your stand up like this. So we unscrew this till it's loose. And then I sort of just, I want my legs to be as wide as possible. You can overextend it and then it's wonky again. I want to go to that point where my legs are really, really wide. Tighten that up. Don't over tighten stuff in the studio. You want it to be firm, but not so firm that you can't undo it. Nothing looks goofier than when you're shooting someone and you can't undo the light stands. 2, these are plastic on metal parts, so you can shear off the plastic if you've got like He-Man fingers. A nice, steady, stable stand like that is what we want. And then you can extend your height from sort of the ground up. Now, I'll just add a light really quickly. We're going to go back and talk about these lights a bit more. So essentially, this end of the light goes on this end of the stand and it'll slot in all the way. There'll be something to tighten up here. Once that's done to like a reasonable finger tightness, I like to orientate my light so it points in the same direction as one of the legs. Because if you think about it, the light's going to be pointing this way, so the weight's kind of running that way anyway. Once you put a softbox on the front of the light, some of these things weigh a fair bit, it's all going to be pulling this way, all in the direction of your subject. So if you can get this pointing towards your subject and getting your light running in that same direction, the weight's going to be pulling on a strong part of the stand. If it pulls like this, it can come over, it can topple over a lot easier. I don't want to sound like a grandpa about this, but it's pretty important we get this stuff done, and it's worth spending the time to just get familiar with these, you know, knobs and buttons and things like that, so you're not stressed out on a shoot. Set it up safely so you don't put your model, yourself, and lastly, the gear at risk at any point, because this is 1, heavy stuff, so if it falls on someone, it's going to hurt. 2, it's lighting equipment, so the globes get hot, particularly if you're going to use the hot lights, the constant lights. They absolutely burn, okay? So when you get hit, if you get hit by a falling studio light, you get this really nice, horrible combination of a couple of kilograms of gear hitting you square in the face, plus that gear is really, really hot. So it gets to burn you on the way down too. So if you're ever unsure about how this gear is being put together, you absolutely want to talk to myself. You want to talk to Tracy first. You do not want to go on with your shoot at any point if you're unsure, because you could hurt someone.